Alright, Tube. Dre here. Are you part of the Hit the Brake posse? Do you know what I mean by Hit the Brake posse? Well, Hit the Brake posse are people who drive pretty much any kind of car, but especially people who drive new cars, people who drive fast cars, BMW, Mercedes, Jaguars, any pretty high end fast car. All those cars, they have a decent amount of power, have very good brakes, very good steering, handle very good, very well. I even drive an '04 Trailblazer that handles pretty good brakes, decently fast. Okay, I have a problem with people who haul ass, jump in front of me, then when they get to the curb, hit the brakes. And they're trying to say, oh, well, I'm trying to be safe. Safe my ass. You hit the brakes because you are a bitch. You are weak. You're slow. You're scary. I'm the kind of person, I've had my nephew say, damn, you the only person I know that speed up going in curves. And the reason I do that is, half the freaking time, most people are not going fast enough to crash. Here's a good example. I was in an old 1980 Toyota Corona liftback. And there was a guy in an 89 5.0 Mustang. This fool was chasing me. Okay? Something happened, and for whatever reason, he was chasing me. I go around this curve, and it was so funny. He locks up, slide, goes straight, and runs right into a damn guardrail. And I'm like, this motherfucker in a 5.0. My car is slightly lighter than his, but his tires are a lot wider than mine. And I had an old car, old suspension, old shocks. This son bitch had a newer car, and he runs into a guardrail. I was chasing a guy one time in a 73 Impala. He was driving a Fiero back when they first come out, the little four-cylinder Fiero. Again, I don't know what happened. He pissed me off or something. I was chasing this guy. And actually, it wasn't so much him. This particular road, I'm not going to call it, but you go up a hill. When you get to the top of the hill, you have to turn left. And if you don't turn left, you'll run slam ass into railroad tracks. Well, he didn't turn left. When he got over the hill, he hit the brakes and slid slam ass into the railroad tracks. And I just went around him. But again, people are just, put it this way. Anybody can haul ass down the expressway in a straight line. Anybody can do that, okay? The problem comes when somebody jump in front of you, or when you go around a curve or something like that. People don't know what to do except hit the brakes. And that's what I mean by the hit the brake posse. That's the reason why when it snows in Atlanta or anywhere that people are not used to driving in snow, everybody freak out because they just don't know what to do. When the car don't stop when they hit the brakes, it's like they just don't know what else to do. They just have no idea what to do next. If the car don't stop when you hit the brake, they're like, oh hell, I don't know what to do. I just close my eyes and hit the brake. And that's the reason why a lot of people crash. Reason why. The guy, was it United Kingdom, whatever the fuck his name is, Comedy Short Gamer, just wrecked his freaking Audi. He got videos of him hauling ass down the road in his Lamborghini, hauling ass. Just but as soon as the curve comes up in his Audi, he don't know what the fuck to do. It's a lot of people like that. They just don't know what to do. They only know how to haul ass in a straight line. I had a friend, he hung himself in Fulton County Jail some years ago. I really miss him. No, we never had sex, but boy, he had a big old thing. Anywho, he was driving a hot RX-7. Actually, it was a changed over RX-7. And what I mean by changed over is we stole it, and replace the VIN. By the way, that's another video. We used to do that. I used to do that. And was pretty good at it too. I mean, it fooled the police whenever we got pulled over. But anyway, he was hauling ass and just changed over RX-7. And I had told him either early that day, no, I'm not drunk, just lost my balance. I had told him earlier that day or the day before or whatever, I said, a lot of times people crash because they hit the brakes when they go in the curb. A car cannot turn and go in the curb, cannot turn and stop very well doing those two things at the same time. I mean, you can, but you can't 100% turn and 100% stop at the same time. No car would do that. No car, okay? So I told him, I said, you need to slow down before you get to the curb, let off the brakes, and then turn. Well, this fool was hauling ass one time up Bankhead, and near Maddox Park, what do you call it? When you're heading towards downtown Atlanta, there's a bridge. You go under and you kind of got a little sharp left turn. Actually, I think they remade that area so it's not as sharp as it used to be. But anyway, this fool hit that curve without slowing down. And the RX-7, the back end came around. He was in the right lane, and the bumper hit the wall, because it was wall. It hit the wall, and I remember sparks went everywhere. It didn't do nothing but like scratched up the bumper and messed up the molding. That's all it did. But it was it was really wicked, because I was looking at it when it happened. It was really wicked. And after this was over, he was like, man, you told me that I didn't have to hit the brakes when I hit a curb. And I'm like, fool, I didn't tell you to go wide open. And I said to slow down, and right before you get to the curb, let go of the brakes, is what I said. And I said I was gonna make a video about this, teaching you guys something I call trading. What I mean by trading is, I haul ass, I get to a curb, and I hit the brakes. As I begin to turn in this curve, I make a trade. I trade steering for brakes, meaning when I start steering, I start easing them off the brakes. And by the time I'm turned where I want to the right angle, my feet is off the brake and the car goes right around the curve. And I do need to make a video showing you dumb motherfuckers how to do that, because a lot of you folks it's so funny. Every curve I go to, and you got some people who slide out the curve as soon as it starts. Then the ones who just hit the brakes and go straight. Then you got some people who will go into the curve and get damn near to the end of the curve and slide out. Then them fools who got scared and hit the brakes and they slid out. A car would not turn, even with anti-lock brakes, a car would not turn good with your foot on the brake. And I'm gonna make a video about that. I think I'll do it today. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about the hit the brake posse. And am I an expert driver like I am an expert mechanic? Yeah, I like to think so. Why? Because I haven't crashed that many cars. Especially considering how fast I ride. I mean, jeez. Hell, I used to do 125 every day. I remember one time I had a 1975 280Z that was changed over. Yes, it was. This 280Z topped out at 125. I remember I said I'm going to do 125 every day for 30 days. One night I come home and I realized I hadn't ran 125 miles per hour. I turned into the driveway, back out the driveway and hit 285, did 125, came back home. I said, I'm gonna do it. I did that for 30 days too. 125 miles per hour for 30 days. I'm used to high speeds. Oh, that's another thing. When you used to high speeds, or when you're not used to high speed, and just say you running from somebody or whatever, police, whatever, and you're doing 120 miles per hour, and you're not used to doing 120 miles per hour. When you slow down to say get off an exit ramp or whatever, when you slow down to say 85, when you've been doing 125, you slow down to 85. 85 feels like 50. or 55. And a lot of people will come off the exit ramp running 85 when they think it feels like they're running 55. And they get to the bottom of the exit and they gotta slow down to make a turn and they can't do it. They running too damn fast. But when you ride at high speeds over and over and over, you learn to associate the difference between 125 and 85 and 55. You know, you get used to that, and it's not a real big deal to you. And I'm riding around a lot of times, and I see people shooting past me, you know, cutting in front of me, and trying to run me off the road and all that bull stuff. And I think to myself, do these idiots only realize if I still stole cars, I would put their stupid ass into the wall? And I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. I pitted a fucking police car. Yes, that's right. I ain't gonna tell you why I did it, but I pitted a freaking police car. That TV show, what was it, Cops? With that big-headed white guy who used to be a police, and he always narrating the stuff. Oh, the police, they trained for 15 years to do the pit renewal. Pit renewal my ass. All you do is hit a motherfucking offender and push their ass over. That's it. You don't need 15 hours of training. Well, I know the police do, but you really don't. Well, let me change that. The stupid motherfuckers do. But if you a good driver like me, you don't. It's sort of kind of like, oh hell, the video too long. I'm gonna let that go. But anyway, the point I'm making is, these people just don't realize they fucking with the wrong person. I mean, I was known to put people into the wall who pissed me off. That's just something I did. You know, I got good at it. Now, I admit, this was before cars had airbags. I mean, this was some years ago. Back then, you know, you could hit a car and you didn't have to worry about the airbag jumping out. Because I stopped stealing cars probably right when airbags came out. Well, 2 years later, I stopped stealing cars in what? Last car I stole was in '94. That was the last car I stole, but it was an older car. It didn't have an airbag. The last car I stole was actually a RX-7. The last stolen car I rode, well, let me say, the last changed over car I rode in that I can remember was a 280ZX, belonged to a friend of mine. Well, it was changed over. It didn't belong to him, but legally it belonged to, well, on paper it belonged to him. But yeah, that was the last car. That was in probably about 95. I think 95 was the last time I rode in a hot car. But anyway, that's all I want to say. I was supposed to be talking about the Hit the Brake posse. But anyway, this is Dre, y'all. Oh, by the way, this is just low fat, no sugar, white grape juice. I could probably buy the regular grape juice, put water in it, and save myself some money, but y'all have a good day. Bye.